Wow. Good afternoon and welcome to Birmingham City University's graduation ceremony. Is that it? Is that all you have on graduation day? That's what happens when you turn up. Well done. Now, it's a day for celebrating the achievements of all the graduates sitting right in front of us. So please make the most of it and have a wonderful time. Thank you all for joining us, whether you're friends, family, or staff members here at BCU. You'll have supported our graduates throughout their journey. And I'm sure they are delighted to share this special occasion with you. We're fortunate here at BCU to be able to enjoy the musical talents of our very own Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. The music you will hear today as the academic procession enters into the hall is new for this year's graduations, and it was composed by one of the Conservatoire students, Tobias James Bradbury. And I hope you've all enjoyed listening to the brass ensemble while you've been waiting. For those of you who are wondering what the next hour or so will look like, here's a brief rundown of proceedings. Our graduation ceremonies are formal occasions that follow a time-honoured format. They begin with a fanfare, following which the academic procession and then the Pro-Chancellor's procession will enter the hall. At the end of the ceremony, once the Pro-Chancellor closes proceedings, please remain in your place until the processions have exited the hall. Now, I do need to make you aware of a few announcements before the ceremony gets underway. Firstly, there are no fire alarms scheduled for today, so if the alarm does sound, please follow the direction of the stewards. And secondly, we know every single one of you will want to capture lots of memories today by taking photographs and videos. But please make sure you're not blocking the view of others around you. And please make sure all devices are either turned off or are on silent. And of course, we want to make sure every single student graduating today is celebrated. So please give each and every one of them your applause as they cross the stage. Graduands, this is important for you. You've been seated very carefully and in a particular order to ensure that every person crosses the stage in the correct sequence. Please stay in your assigned seats, and when you're asked to process out of your row, please do not move outside of your assigned order. You'll need to keep your name card with you until you reach the stage. Once you've crossed the stage, please return to the hall for the duration of the ceremony. And it's likely you'll be sitting in a different seat, so please do not leave anything behind. And remember, you set a benchmark for this already. Clap and cheer as loudly as you can for all of your fellow students throughout the ceremony as they cross the stage. Now, we're about to begin. If you're able, please stand as the processions enter the hall. Thank you.
good afternoon even, can we say a big thank you to our students from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. I declare this ceremony open. Please be seated. As Pro-Chancellor of the University, I'm delighted to have this opportunity to take part in such a wonderful celebration of you, our students' achievements. Before I call upon the Vice-Chancellor to give his opening address, just a few reflections from me. Seeing you here reminds me of my own graduation. Our education has given us many privileges, but it also gives us great responsibilities and challenges. I hope you grasp these challenges with relish and in good faith, because you are our future, and it's in your hearts and minds where the solutions lie that will hold our communities together. The contribution that you make to the future of this country and beyond will be judged by the extent to which each one of you is prepared to engage with others to resist the enormous weights of the world's ills, to reduce misery and ignorance, violence and injustice. It is you who will help us to make sense of what at times seems like a senseless world, and it is you who will add value to our lives. Your education has given you the tools to question and to act. You are our future leaders, so now the baton awaits you. You also have the priceless gift of time and kindness. Use them wisely. So finally, I wish you all the best in everything you set out to do, which I'm sure you will do with grace and good humour. Always have a plan A, but if it doesn't work, remember there are 25 more letters you can call upon from the alphabet. Be the best you can, and then strive to be even better. And allow yourself to think freely out of the box, and very importantly, have some fun along the way. Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, I invite you to the podium.
Good afternoon. I am delighted to welcome you to Birmingham City University's graduation ceremony. I am the university's Vice-Chancellor, and it is my enormous privilege to preside over today's proceedings. This is an occasion I look forward to more than any other in the academic calendar. And why? Because there is no greater honor in my role than to mark the magnificent achievements of our graduates. Graduates, this is your day, a moment to celebrate, but it's also a moment to reflect, because I know your journey to today will not have been easy. At BCU, we push our students to make the most of their ability, talent, and ambition. We ask for you to reach beyond. In doing so, we offer an academic challenge that enriches, transforms, and challenges. And as I can see from those in front of me, gowned and poised, you have risen to that challenge. Over the duration of winter graduations, more than 3,000 students will earn themselves an array of well-deserved qualifications. But it's not just your studies that have put you to the test. I know that great numbers of you have balanced classroom and work placement responsibilities with challenges outside of university. No doubt, many of you have had to deal with personal matters in your own lives. So you have faced challenges, but here you are, about to graduate. You did it. Proof you are ready to handle everything ahead of you. And I hope that for all the ups and downs, you have furthered your knowledge, built up your resilience, and given yourself the ideal foundation from which to achieve. And I hope your time at BCU has been memorable for the right reasons, for the friendships, and for the community. Many academic colleagues who taught you are here today with myself, each of us proud to see you gain deserved acclaim. And I'm delighted that so many family, friends, and supporters are here too. They are the people there for you when times were tough. The off-campus support network that supplied the food, the hugs, and the love that is beyond the remit of any university. So let's say thank you. Graduates, could you all please rise, turn, face your family, friends, and supporters, and give them a loud, well-deserved round of applause to say thank you. Louder. Thank you. To family and friends, it's wonderful you can join us for a time which could not be more celebratory. Whoever you are in the audience, I hope today gives you a sense of what BCU tries to do for everyone who walks through our doors, and for the city in which we've been established for more than 180 years. Our education and our connections open up career paths, taking our graduates to new heights of attainment, new locations across the globe, and into new areas of expertise. And our research continues to grow understanding, both here in Birmingham and further afield. This desire to keep developing, to influence the world around us, this will continue. To our graduates, starting your new career will test you. You will learn things about yourself you never knew before. And you will, once again, work alongside colleagues from all walks of life. But wherever you are, you will always be part of BCU, because you're now joining over 200,000 fellow BCU graduates across the globe. No matter where life takes you, you will always be part of our BCU family. So keep in touch. Let us know about your successes. And as and when you may need any support in the future, we will be here for you. Now, I look at you now, and I see graduates ready to tackle real-world challenges. I see the spirit, determination, and ambition embedded across all of you. As the world tackles everything from climate change to inequality and social injustice, I see you making a difference and making our communities a better place to live. I see your sparks of creativity, invention, and leadership, and I feel so confident that you will be the agents of change our society is crying out for. Remember, the achievements you make going forward and the things you do, even if you think they are small, can have the biggest effect on people's lives. Someone, somewhere, will be thankful for something you have said or something you have done. So be confident that you've already made an impact, and you will continue to do so in the next stage of your lives. Everyone here, everyone is extremely proud of you. But remember to be proud of yourself too. Only you truly know the journey you have been on to get here, the sacrifices and decisions you have made so that you can have the brightest possible start. So, take photos today. Throw your caps high in the air. Have fun with your family and friends, and mark this celebration in style. You have earned this moment, and you will look back on this day with fondness for the rest of your lives. Have the best day ever. I hope you have the graduation you've dreamed of. I wish you the very, very best going forward, and I can't wait to see what you all achieve in the future. Congratulations to you all, our BCU graduates. Thank you. I now call upon the Dean of the School of Law and Social Sciences, Professor Liz Smart, to commence the presentation of award holders and invite the Lord Mayor to receive the students.
Pro-Chancellor, as Dean of School, I present students from the School of Law and Social Sciences who have qualified for the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates. I commence by presenting candidates for the award of research degree. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy, a thesis entitled The Nature of Stalking, Perceptions, Experiences and Effects among 16 to 24-year-olds in England and Wales, I present Dr. Tiffany Cater. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy, a thesis entitled British Muslim Women and Political Activism, I present Dr. Shahanara Begum. I now invite Master of Ceremonies Mark Greatbatch to the lectern to present award holders from the School of Law and Social Sciences.
Master of Arts in Criminology, Madison Bowers. Ellie Bridgart. Maria Dixon. Samantha Evans. Aisha Jabin. Louise Kelly. Adele Maguire. Kai Matthews. Chloe Porch. Jessica Prengi. Maisie Rose. Maria Shaquille. Austin Shipley. Roxana Sanchekva Yakroshka. Holly Thomas. Tyler Young-Reeves. Postgraduate Certificate in Criminology, Beth Aldridge. Master of Arts in Security Studies, Zagam Ali. Lucy Dibsdale. Master of Science in Policing and Intelligence Analysis, Hugo Benin. Maya Chanda. Courtney Childs. Liam Ebanks Simpson. Balint Atenyi. Andrea Marian. Brandon Ranouf. Taiba Amber Salim. Megan Woodywis. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Black Studies, Kiera Gilbert. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Criminology, Adebola Adigoke. Spozme Ibrahimi. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Yasmin Fonseca Sano. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Criminology and Security Studies, Maria Luciano. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology and Security Studies, Mohammed Islam. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Criminology and Security Studies with Professional Placement Year, Letitia Hunter. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Criminology, Policing and Investigation, Sophie Allgood. Lily Lainchbury. Elena Danielle Manda. Callum Meddings. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Policing and Investigation, Claire Hopkins. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Sociology and Criminology, Tabe Hayat. Tanka Mangombi. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Professional Policing, Sandra Pomikala. The following course is presented in collaboration with Haybridge Alliance, Bachelors of Arts with Honours in Primary and Early Years Education with Qualified Teacher Status, Lauren Akamovic. Blythe Edgar. Sophia Gibbons. Rachel Gore. Mary Garevan. Daniel Hackett. Hannah Hickman. Chloe Hills. Molly Hogan. Ismar Hussain. Jessica Noble. Alicia Webster. The following course is presented in collaboration with the National Institute for Conductive Education, Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Conductive Education with Qualified Conductor Status, Rebecca Patterson. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Early Childhood Studies, Maria Osho. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Education Studies, Sunbella Saddam. Bachelor of Arts in Education Studies, Linda Al-Shamiri. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Primary Education Studies, Mariam Akhtar. Ramisha Azum. Chloe Forrest. Nimra Kauza. Poppy Molly Kilby. Kirsty Taylor. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Primary Education Studies, Famida Ahad. Molly Day. Amna Khan. Kiire Samuels. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Primary Education with Qualified Teacher Status, Amna Abdul Rahman. Malaika Abbas. Sana Abbas. Zara Aftab. Zara Ahad. Anika Ahmed. Amina Hassan. Henna Akhtar. Ikra Akhtar. Leika Akhtar. Zainab Akram. Akila Akhtar. Zohar Alim Latif. Amina Ali. Sarah Alawada. Ellie Alvarez Morley. Beniwa Jokebed Antwi. Emily Archer. Naomi Ashford. Hajur Ashraf. Taiba Banaris. Hakiza Bashir. Katie Barker. Lara Bates. Alaya Batul. Alaya Begum. Amina Begum. Anisa Begum. Rahima Begum. Saba Begum. Sarah Begum. Samir Begum Ali. Gabriella Bennett. Rachel Bevan. Jessica Bewick. Amrisha Burji. Holly Brihani. Tasnim Chowdhury. Bilal Wasim Kraki. Natasha Collins. Caitlin Cuthbert. Sanardine. Sarah Dyer. Ahira Draz. Shannon Finney. Madeline Fleming. Ethan Gorton. Simone Gregory. Katie Griffiths. Camille Hope Guevara. Mira Begum Gul. Anum Habib. Emily Harris. Lucy Harrison. Emma Hartnett. Zara Hogg. Lauren Horton. Adina Hussain. Alaya Ishti. Ikra Islam. Tafsina Islam. Megan Jack. Ella Jenkins. Fatima Zara Kamran. Atwar Kasim. Manpreet Kaur. Amnar Khalil. Aliza Khan. Maria Khan. Wasima Khanum. Hasaya Khanum. Rumi Khatoon. Nabila Koza. Amelie Large. Amy Litwinko Smith. Sabah Mahmood. Phoebe Mason. Navera Mahmood. Promise Maisi. Tiana Mills. Khadija Mohammed. Emily Molyneux. Sophie Moss. Khalil Muhammad. Nimra Ashraf Muhammad Begum. Chloe Murphy. Ariba Nawaz. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Primary Education with Qualified Teacher Status, Hajra Nawaz. Hajra Nawaz. Amira Naz. Chloe Oakley. Adna Osman. Halwinder Kaur-Pada. Logan Palmer. Sumaya Patel. Shanice Perry. Grace Pillar. Charlotte Pugh. Tegan Pugh. Maniba Kadir. Fahima Rafiq. Ikra Rafiq. Rahama Rahman. Ramya Ramanan. Amelia Richards. Charlotte Robinson. Emily Rose. Nazifa Rumi. Wasim Salim. Jaden Savage. Isha Shah. Mahira Shah. William Shaw. Mackenzie Sheldon. Evie Smith. Alina Spiegelauer. Emily Stenning. Ikra Sultana. Gabriella Talbot. Georgina Taylor. Katie Taylor. Charlotte Tomney. Megan Turish. Emily Walker. James Watts. Lydia Whitehouse. Abigail Wildman. Amelia Wilson. Sean Wykes. Hadea Yakubu. Aksa Yashin. Maria Yasser. Rukia Zafar. Anya. Samina Zirab. The following course is presented in collaboration with 2 Mile Ash School, Milton Keynes, Bachelor of Arts with honours in primary and early years education with qualified teacher status, Beth Abbott. Danielle Clark. Bethan Espy. Isabel Finch. Julie Jacobs. Freya Maxwell. Ruby Morris. Emily Parker. Trish Robertson. Nicola Russell. Eleanor Wilson. Yasmina Zarouk. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Secondary Physical Education with Qualified Teacher Status, George Barker. Sydney Mullett. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Working with Children, Young People and Families, Bridget Amoko. Ellie Shah. Alexandra Tano. The following course is presented in collaboration with Bourneville College, Diploma in Education and Training in Post-Compulsory Education and Training, Hamed Mashakalu. Scott Brown. Martin Defisi. Noel Hannon. Peter Hook. Michael Lewis. Mark Lines. Elliot Moody. Stephen Price. Kimlaya Rafai Darani. Farida Rahal. Simon Russell. Kamaljit Sahota. Gemma Sullivan. Amira Zainab. The following course is presented in collaboration with South and City College, Birmingham. Foundation degree in Arts in Early Years, Ella Wint. This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the Department of Education, Department of Criminology and Sociology.
This completes the first presentation of graduates from the School of Law and Social Sciences. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to introduce the recipient of the Honorary Award of Doctor of the University.
We are this afternoon delighted to be conferring the award of Doctor of the University upon Derek Anderson, CBE, Lord Lieutenant of the West Midlands. I now call upon the university's orator to give the citation.
Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands. Today we confer the award of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University honoris causa on Derek Anderson. Now you don't need to read, watch or listen to the news to understand that we live in strangely divided times. In fact, you only have to pass a lamppost. When the red and white flag of that celebrated Greek we call St. George is deployed in the interests of exclusion, it pays us to remember what inclusion means and why it matters so much. And there is no better focus for that remembering than our guest of honour today, Derek Anderson. His life began in East London. In 1957, the son of a Cuban migrant. 11 years later, he moved with his mother to Birmingham, attending the King Edward VI Grammar School in Handsworth before studying psychology and physical education at another of our city's universities. He described himself as a child of the 1950s, a teen of the 1960s, and a rebel of the 1970s. And from that chronology, you might deduce that a commitment to social action and social justice formed early in his mind. It took him to Leicester for an MA in social work and then to a series of public sector roles before he became, at the tender age of 34, Director of Leisure Services for Wolverhampton. And 5 years on, he had risen to become a strikingly young Chief Executive of Wolverhampton Council. As with everything else he's done, he didn't mess about in that role. Major regeneration projects followed, thanks to his instinct for collaborative, multi-agency working. New sports and cultural facilities enriched the lives of thousands of ordinary Wolfrunians, for that is the posh term for somebody from Wolverhampton. He became a prominent ambassador in the wider region's engagement with national government. And it speaks volumes for his achievements there that when he became first chief executive, Wolverhampton was only a town. When he moved on, it had become a city. And for services to local government, he was awarded a CBE in 2003. Now, it tells you something about his levels of motivation that when he left Wolverhampton, it was for a role described in People Management magazine as, quote, the worst job in local government. As the new chief executive of the London Borough of Lambeth, he faced a maelstrom of challenges: wretched finances, poor services, inadequate systems, decaying infrastructure. But undeterred, he instituted a regime that combined financial discipline with improved value for money, thanks partly to the workplace ethos he had brought with him from Wolverhampton. He described that ethos in an interview with the Guardian newspaper in 2012, the year in which he was voted Public Leader of the Year. What he had done simply was to enact a shift in mentality. No longer run by command and control, Lambeth Council became a more human and a more humane place. His retirement from that role in 2014 was, of course, no retirement, but simply an opportunity to serve in different ways. He became a non-executive director of Birmingham's 2022 Commonwealth Games, a trustee of its legacy project, and a board member of the 2023 World Blind Games. And in August 2024, he succeeded another honorary doctor of our university, Sir John Crabtree, as Lord Lieutenant of the West Midlands, which means he is the King's representative in our region. Now, in that Guardian interview of 2012, Derek Anderson referred to formative events in his teenage years that foregrounded questions of race and belonging. Among them was the infamous Rivers of Blood speech delivered only a few blocks away from here by the Brummie and former Wolverhampton MP Enoch Powell. Like his ideological heirs, Powell thrived on division, on the idea that by consigning some people to the margins, or preferably beyond, you somehow create a better world. Well, in every way possible, the great career you just heard about tells us the benefits of believing otherwise, the benefits of believing in inclusion and social justice. So, Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, it gives me huge pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor to confer the award of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on Derek Anderson.
As Vice-Chancellor, I exercise the authority of Academic Board and confer the award of Doctor of the University Honoris Causa on Derek Anderson. I invite the Pro-Chancellor to present the commemorative gift. I will now invite the Lord Lieutenant to address the audience.
Lord Mayor, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, there are some to go, and graduates. I've got to start, of course, by thanking the university for this honour and for this privilege, because it is a privilege. But I have to say, too, that the privilege is not just all mine. You've heard my journey, but that journey was not a journey alone. There have been lots of institutions. There have been lots of allies. There have been lots of people who cared about what they were trying to achieve. And my mission when I left in 1975, or was it 78? I can't remember, it was a long time ago, from university, was to continue to try to change the world. And I was laughed at, of course. And in some respects, I look back and I think, well, I haven't changed enough of the world, but the bits that I did have some input to, I tried very hard to stay focused. People often ask me, well, you know, who are you? And I say, yes, okay, so I'm Lord Lieutenant. But the most important and privileged thing that I have within my portfolio is to be the son of my mother. Now, my mother was not a fearsome character. She was a caring character who nurtured and always gave license to doing things differently if that's what was required to make things happen. But there were a couple of things that she insisted upon. And one of those things was whenever you visited somebody else's property, and I hope you can translate this in BSL, whenever you visit somebody's yard, you've got to bring something with you to give them. Whenever you bring something to someone else's home, you should not appear with no gift. And so here is my gift to our graduates now and the ones that will be so in an hour or so. And that gift is about sharing with you how it is that I managed to identify the kind of working environment that allowed me the privilege of not just working day to day, but also to surviving and to growing, but more importantly, I think to evolving. And that kind of situation doesn't just appear out of nowhere. I've mentioned already great characters from institutions that have helped me along. They've also embedded thinking about how I should challenge work or take on work, thinking about where I should work, thinking about what I'm trying to achieve. They've never sat me down and lectured me, but what I've been able to do, and I'm sure many of your parents will pick up from this, is to pick on themes which I call mantras, things which people said time and time again as individuals. And I've added them up over the years into my philosophy, my journey, the philosophy which drove my journey through almost 50 years of work, to the point where I am standing before you here as His Majesty's personally appointed representative to the West Midlands region. So here we go with some of the mantras, if I may share them with you. There will be a test at the end of this input, as to how many of the mantras you've picked up. I won't number them. And of course, a prize as well for the person who takes those mantras on, builds a fantastic career into the future. I'll leave a note on my desk as I leave the Lord Lieutenancy office in 7 years' time to say that if you come across X, Y, and Z name, they must have used these mantras. Give them an award of some kind. That's my promise to you. Now, the first of these things, I have to say, is a health warning. At the end of the day, there are 1,000 ways one can journey through life in career. They're all dependent on your personal circumstances, your personal priorities, etc. So whatever I say in that context, please set it in terms of who you are, where you're at the moment, as you build your journey going forward. The first, I have to say, of my mantras is that life choices should be not about following other people's dogmas, but being flexible and adapting to meet the challenges you face in the career that you're in the moment. The second of my mantras is know why you choose to do what you do or work in or on what you're working on. Because it's far more important to be engaged with purpose in what you do than it is simply to be pursuing, whether it's money or fame or whatever else it is. That's not sustainable. Find that purpose that is sustainable decade after decade as you journey through your life. My third thing is that your purpose is of no value unless you have values. That's what drives you. That's what gives you heart. I have to say, that's the thing when you add purpose and value together that should drive the kinds of activities that get you up in the morning, where you say when the alarm bell wakes up, time to go again. That's where your energy for life will come from. And more importantly, when you're clear about your purpose and you're clear about your values, that's when you will see the kind of organization you should work with, and that's how you will pick the kind of people you work with and the kind of people you work for. Because if their values do not align and their purpose do not align, what is the point? Now, my core values are quite straightforward. I've got a little acronym called FRESH that I describe them with. That's fairness, respect for all, equality at the forefront of my thinking, service. And we say, what is service? Muhammad Ali, a boxer from a long, long time ago, said, service is the rent you pay on this earth for the space you occupy. It's doing good where you can and doing the right thing, etc., where you can. And then the last thing is honesty. Being honest with yourself. Who are you? Why are you the way you are? Being honest with everybody that you work with or you work for as well. When you add all of those things up, what you're looking for as you move through your professional life, and which will bring you the accolades and the ways in which you conduct good business, is this thing, which is powerful in its own right. You should be looking at doing the right things at the right time, with the right people, in the right way, and with the right values. Moving on. All of that, again, is an interesting mix of ingredients. But I started by that health warning. Who are you? What are you? What is your heritage? Your heritage has to weave into all of these things as well. Don't forget that, because if you lose your heritage, you will risk losing your core self, and you'll risk losing your soul. However, you've got to play the long game with all of this. Change doesn't happen overnight. I've been fiddling around, as I said, for 50 years, and I'm still at it. Although my mother always used to say, if you're in a battle to change, never let them know what you're up to. Because don't be afraid if you get ambushed because you've told them all what you're up to. Just remember that as well. That was one of her mantras. But moving on, again, something that I want to say to you, again, personally, those that have graduated and those that are graduates at the moment. The most important thing that I learned, actually, in leaving university was never to forget that you've got to keep learning. A colleague and I were having a conversation a little bit earlier. You've got to focus on continuous improvement of self as well as the environment in which you work. You've got to keep learning. You've got to unlearn that doesn't add value. You've got to relearn sometimes as the world of work and the environment in which we're in changes. Now that's enough of the gifty bit. I'm going to leave you with my most favorite mantra, one which I live to this very day, and one which I deploy in every organization I work in. Many, in fact, my very first serious boss used to say, the cemetery is full of indispensable people. The cemetery is full of indispensable people. And why he said that wasn't a flip comment. It was reminding me and reminding you, as I am doing now, that how important we think we are is irrelevant. We all have limitations and limits. What's most important is to remember that if we have purpose and values and that we're striving to improve the environment in which we're in, we've got to use all the talents around us, deputize, use people that have like minds. Step back where it's appropriate. Let others take the accolades if necessary. That's okay, because none of us are indispensable. So there you go. That's my take on what growing an authentic leader is all about. That's my take on what's underpinned my journey. All that's left, I think, for me to say, and most importantly, I look again to the parents thereof. Thank you for bringing talent to our region, and I can see it in abundance here today. My hope is that you will remember some of what I said, and also look to work for the prize that I promised you at the start of my input, which I will not forget, ever. Thank you very much for not throwing me out before the end.
Mark Greatbatch to the lectern to continue the presentation of award holders from the School of Law and Social Sciences. I now call on the Pro-Chancellor to receive the graduates.
Master of Laws in International Business Law, Hafsa Abdurrahman. Mohammed Farouk Aftab. Chukwuemeka Alozi. Chisholm Chukayutazi. Farzal Mola. Haliru Dontaro Mohammed. Nkor Akizi Charles. Elena Nwasha. Sarah Jedan Rahal. Seema Rani. Adnan Shafiq. The following course is presented in collaboration with Kaplan Singapore. Master of Laws in International Business Law, Stephen Cheng. Aruvin Gobinathan. Christy Lim. Armina Salim. Master of Laws in International Law, Rebecca Adeniran. Hiran Chiba. Uz Maduro. Ali Hassan. Ahmed Ali. Master of Laws in Legal Practice, Lucy Denny. Emma Falconer. Chloe Hunter. Idumatai Gila. Mary Anna Abigail Mendy. Mason Taylor. Dario Wojneska. Postgraduate Certificate in Legal Practice, Samir Raja. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law, Annabelle Clotworthy. Shadia Dobson. Favour Ogebulam. Suhaib Nazir. Cristana Santos Colello. Vina Yunis. Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Anisha Ali. Isha Baz. Natalie Chawandira. Dira Dosanje. Gunjan. Asil Hakim. Fauzia Nur. Aisha Rani. Daniel Samuel. Mujahid Muhammad. Sashleen Sidhu. Jeshan Tahir Khan. Duwa Abid. Bachelor of Laws, Janika Allen. Crystal Archon. Ademola Olaid. Diploma of Higher Education in Law, Abdullah Chauhan. The following course is presented in collaboration with Kaplan Singapore. Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Sukuna Supaya. Lau Chat Hussain. Nagor Anifa Mohammed Al-Fraz. Chi Keng Tan. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with American Legal Studies, Syed Ahmed. Naomi Griffiths. Anna Islam. Destiny Alagabu. Salia Sawar. Jessica Tucker. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with Business Law, Justice Abaka. Navdeep Kaur. Bachelor of Laws in Law, Lanre Obafemi. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with Criminal Justice, Enrica Ali. Christina Sharpin Bastos. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with Criminal Justice, Jaden Graham. Blessing Ayamu. Paramola Ogundeli. Certificate of Higher Education in Law, Laurel Bennett. The following course is presented in collaboration with Birmingham Metropolitan College, Higher National Diploma in Law and Practice, Ellie Mae Bakakni. Azal Malalu. Camilla Valsico. Courtney Webb. This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the Department of Law. Marion.
Sadly, our final award this afternoon is to be made posthumously to Zaina Kotapalli, one of our students from the school who previously graduated with Bachelor of Laws with Honours Law, and is now awarded a Masters of Laws Legal Practice. With the university's sincere condolences, I would like to welcome Zaina's family to receive the posthumous award of Masters of Law Legal Practice on her behalf. This completes the presentation of graduates from the School of Law and Social Sciences. I now invite Shadia Dobson, who has graduated with a Bachelor of Laws with Honours Law this afternoon, to address the congregation.
Good afternoon and welcome friends, family, staff and fellow graduates. It's a great honour to be asked to speak to you today. A special day for me and my family, just as I'm sure it is for so many here today. I would like to begin by thanking the Pro-Chancellor and other academic colleagues for their giving up their time today to join us as we celebrate academic achievements. At 30 even years old, I decided to return back to education. My husband's reply was, "I didn't know midlife crisis happens at this age." And with that encouragement, I applied the very next day. So here I was learning about why you should look into your neighbour's glass before handing it back to them, and why Red Bull gives you wings does not formally create a legal contract. I learnt that partners will hide their assets in a divorce just to try and escape money, but the courts will go behind the curtain and unveil what they did. And I also learnt that it's better to become joint tenants in common rather than joint tenants. And when I thought, oh, law's not that bad, because I passed constitutional law, here comes EU law. But there was light. I got to do extra modules where I enjoyed mooting, because I love speaking so much, and American legal practice, which allowed me to cross the Atlantic and do a placement there that grew me personally and professionally. However, university is not just about lectures or the law. It's also about the support you gain on the way. And today wouldn't be possible without the support of my friends. Our WhatsApp groups was a lifeline of laughter, tears, and complaints about EU law. To the teachers and lecturers who had their door open policy, which kept us afloat, even when it's easier to shut it on us because we've asked the 100th question, even though it was explained in lectures and seminars. Thank you for having the patience and believing in us. To my neighbour who filled in the gaps when I was stressed out with exams and assignments, and to my mum, who was my human alarm clock whilst I was in the States, calling me at 5 a.m. every morning to check on her 30-odd-year-old daughter because she doesn't trust Donald Trump. To my son, your maturity, I didn't have to worry about teenage dramas, gave me the space to pursue this career and degree. And to my husband, who stood beside me in this midlife crisis, celebrating every assignment, every exam, and also believing in that I could do this. So here I stand at 30-odd years old, +1, chosen to share my story, my greatest achievement, and proving that change may look like madness at first, but yet is often the beginning of greatness. Thank you. As we set out to our next stage of our lives, we're still individuals with our own distinct ambitions, yet we are united as a permanent part of the university's history. Congratulations to you all. I now invite the Pro-Chancellor to close the ceremony.
Wow, what a lot of talent there is in this room. Can we please say thank you to our signer for this afternoon? Thank you. And once again, to our students from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire who will be seeing us out shortly. Now, to celebrate this amazing talent in front of us, I'm going to ask all the people who've been working, sitting on the stage, to stand up and say a big thank you to our students. And to their families. Thank you for being brilliant students, and we're really proud of you. I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.